long-distance runner. Researchers have shown that in certain susceptible individuals, a single-use event can create an addiction. Granted, these studies pertain to nicotine, cocaine, heroin, alcohol, caffeine, and other addictive substances, but I have witnessed a similar phenomenon in certain runners, especially the good ones. Next, Topher ran the annual Bay to Breakers race, a local favorite in the Bay Area. While it is not a particularly long race, the fact that he participated in a formal running event showed promise. Then he purchased a pair of bona fide running shoes and started consistently running every single day without exception. This, I thought, was excellent. His obsessiveness was promising. Thus, when he approached me after only a few short months of running and announced he wanted to enter a 50K race, it didn't come as too much of a surprise. Still, 50 kilometers, 31 miles, is beyond a marathon. To go from never running in his life straight to an ultra-marathon was either bold or foolish. "Are you sure you want to start with an ultra?" I asked. "Dude, it's only a few miles more than a marathon. Why not?" I could think of a number of reasons why not, but I just bit my lip. I didn't want to stifle his fervor. Then again, I didn't want to see him get injured. His legs were still pencil thin and his muscles underdeveloped. I was a bit concerned, but figured if nothing else, the results would be entertaining to watch unfold. Indeed, they were. Topher made the classic rookie mistake of letting his ego get the better of him during the early stages of the race. He paced himself appropriately for about the first hour, mixed somewhere near mid-pack of the racers.
You didn't turn that off?
Learned through experience. At least that's what the humanitarian side of me said. The devious side of me said it would be exceptional theater to watch his gradual demise. The moral split was about 30-70. To his credit, he maintained some semblance of composure for longer than what I'd predicted. With his more aggressive pace, he passed a lot of other runners and moved up considerably in the rankings. Clearly, this energized him, and he continued to push his pace. At mile 27, however, the proverbial wheels came off. His tempo began to slacken, and now people began passing him. "What's up, Gaylord?" I chided. "Pick it up." But there was no gas left in the tank. A 50K ultramarathon is not about doing well for the first 40 kilometers. It's not about having a great 45K run. Unlike horseshoes and hand grenades, there is no partial credit received for getting close. An ultramarathon is about one thing and one thing only: crossing the finish line. He had to make it to 50 kilometers. Actually, in this case, 53 kilometers. Apparently, there wasn't a convenient place to stage the finish at the true 50K mark, so the race directors added a slight extension. What's a couple kilometers among friends, right? Wrong. Seems Topher didn't quite share this sentiment. "What? You've got to be kidding me. We're not done?" "Take it easy, little guy. It's not too much farther." There is a colloquial saying in endurance racing that describes the action of catching and passing people along the course. It's said that you're reeling them in. Well, let's just say we weren't the fishermen that day. We were the fish. Nearly everyone we passed during the earlier stages of the race now returned the favor. So did most of those who had been behind us from the get-go. In fact, almost everyone in the entire field passed us. Topher had been rendered powerless. He hated being passed, but there was absolutely nothing he could do about it. A sympathetic man would have offered his condolences. However,
First time ko
I
nag-live
am
sa
not a
labas.
sympathetic man. Topher was defenseless, and such occurrences were indeed rare. Okay, priceless. I was determined to capitalize on the situation. "Come on, Gaylord," I ribbed him. "I'd like to get there sometime this week." "Ha ha ha. You got weights or something attached to your shoes? Your feet are barely clearing the ground." I should say that, in fair recognition of his efforts, he did demonstrate tremendous grit and determination in making it to the finish line that day. Either that, or his anger at my heckling propelled him
Salamat,
onward.
sis.
Whatever the case, he made it. And though I would never admit
Ihatid
to
din
it,
yung
I
mga
was
bata
proud
sa
of him.
airport kasi
We
magbakasyon
convened for
sila for
dinner that
2
evening,
weeks sa
Topher,
Arizona.
Kim, Julie, and I, to celebrate Topher's
Pero
accomplishment.
hindi kasama si
His
Bella
muscles were so
kasi
tight,
ayoko.
he could barely
Baby pa
make it
siya.
from the car up the curbside.
Ingat sa
With
biyahe.
a lot of
Salamat
moans and
ni
groans, he
Francisco
finally made it
Blanc.
inside the restaurant. At the end of dinner, he needed us to help him get out of his seat. "Oh, I'm so sore," he moaned. "Just wait until tomorrow morning," I
Hindi ako
said.
driver today
It's gonna
kaya
get worse.
nakapag-live
Just you
sa
wait.
YouTube.
Then
Kasi
I
mahirap
added
mag-sit
casual.
mag-live
Of course,
direct
a
kasi
Vanduzi
ang
could
daming
help.
aboborichi,
A
ang
what?
daming
A Vanduzi. It's
ang
an
daming
ancient
gagawin
Greek
kay sa
remedy for
Facebook.
alleviating
Mabilis
muscle
lang,
pain and
live ka
stiffness.
agad.
It pulls the toxins from your body. This
Yes,
piqued
me
his
too.
curiosity. Where do I get one of these
Lagi kami
Vanduzis? He should ask.
road trip.
I could give you one. I'm quite good at it,
Halos,
actually.
every
Used to give them to
weekend.
my dad all the time. How does it work, Carno?
Actually,
It's hard to
every weekend
explain.
talaga.
Better to just get things set up. A slight suspicion
Good morning sa
suffused his
inyo, maaga
acceptance,
pa dito
but he was a desperate man, and so he agreed to try
Nagising
it.
kami 4 o'clock.
When we got back to their house, I pulled him aside. "Okay, Kimmy, I'm going to need a sturdy glass cup, some
Thank you,
olive
Mama
oil, a
Selha,
dollar
sa
coin, a swath
November.
of
Nag-play
cloth,
ako
and a
sa
rubber
inyo
band.
pala.
Oh, yeah, and some matches.
Nakalimutan ko ilapag uli
Hey,
yung
Carno, she said,
resibo.
"this sounds dangerous."
Nag-history tuloy ako.
Only for Topher. We both chuckled.
7 p.m. o
Topher
gabi
was
na
in
sa
the other
HK.
room. "Okay, Toph, you'll need
Dito
to lie flat on the couch.
Wala pang 7
No, turn
p.m.
over. You'll need to be on your stomach."
Alas 5 pa lang.
I wanted him on his stomach
Madaling
because I knew
araw.
that if he saw the flame, he'd immediately bolt. Reluctantly, he turned over. "Carno, are you sure you know what
Ang
you're
tagal ko
doing?"
hindi nakapag-live sa
Trust me,
direct.
I'm a pro.
Kasi last ng live ko
Kim
direct,
brought me the necessary
ano
supplies.
yun, sa
I
Michigan,
wrapped the piece of
month of
cloth around
September.
one side of the dollar coin and
Or
stretched
October
it
pa
taut.
yun.
I then wound the rubber band tight around the excess fabric on the other side to prevent the cloth from
Ngayon
unfurling.
lang ulit ako
Above
nakapag-live
the rubber
direct.
band, I spread apart the cloth so that it resembled something of a budding flower. The next step would require expert
Actually, wala naman
diplomacy.
kasi music.
Topher, I'm going to need
Ewan
you
ko
to
lang
pull
kung
down your
makapira
pants.
itong nagsasalita.
Instantly, he protested. "What the?
Hindi siguro.
You've got
I don't
underwear
know.
on, right?" "Well, yes, but they're not tidy whities, are they?" "No, but then you'll be fine. Everything's cool. Kimmy, help him get his pants down. For the Vanduzi to
Maganda
work
dyan sa
properly, you
Hong
need to
Kong, ang
apply it
daming
directly to
mga
the skin."
mapupuntahan, no?
Topher was
Especially yung
confused,
hiking.
thoroughly beat up, and completely exhausted. All elements that contributed to
Mama
his
Sel,
extreme
alam mo ba inaantay ko
vulnerability.
yung greetings
That was
nyo
the
nung
key to
birthday
pulling
ko.
this
Kung
off.
andyan ka pa ha,
With his
baka
pants
wala ka na
pulled
dyan.
down around his ankles, I swiftly rubbed a liberal coating of olive oil on the back of his upper leg.
Nahiya kasi akong mag-ask
"Carno,
ulit.
what are you doing?" "Dude, chillax," I said calmly.
Kaya wala
I
sa
took the
big
excess olive
chai
oil left on
ang
my hand
nag-greet
and
ni
rubbed it
isa.
around the lip of the cup
Pero
for added lubrication.
si ano naman,
Next, I
si
placed the flat side of the coin in the middle of the
Mama
area of his
Elms.
leg where I rubbed the oil.
Nahuli pa talaga siya, hindi ko
When
siya
I lit the match,
naisama.
he freaked.
Nag-greet
"What
siya sa
the
akin.
fuck?" "Hold still," I yelled. "We don't want anyone to catch fire
Maliit
here."
wag HK,
He began
pero
screaming. "Kimmy!
bundok.
Kimmy, help me!" "Gaylord," I yelled. "If you don't hold still, the
Kaya
entire
maraming
house could go up
magpunta.
in
Oo nga,
flames."
nakikita ko ang daming
He temporarily
nagpe-premiere
froze,
sa Hong Kong.
and this gave me the
Especially yung mga
opportunity I needed
hikingan,
to light the cloth.
napaka-popular, ang ganda.
"I feel heat," he roared. "Good," I said. "That means it's working."
Hala, grabe
I
siya.
motioned for the girls to come closer. "Watch
Uy, wag
this,"
na
I
ganyan.
whispered.
Total na
Inverting
to.
the cup, I placed it over the top of the burning
Salamat,
coin on
Mama
the back
Sel.
of Topher's leg and pushed down forcefully. "Ah!" he screamed. The flame quickly began consuming all of the available oxygen in the cup, creating incredibly powerful suction. As
O
the air
sige,
supply
salamat sa
depleted, there was
BG ha.
nothing left to draw on except
Nag-try lang
Topher's
naman
skin.
ako kung
The three of us
makapasok ako
watched
sa
in amazement as his flesh was
sa
sucked
direct kasi
deeper and deeper into the cup.
pangit
the
ang
olive
signal
oil
ko dito,
assisting its
walang
passage.
signal kaya hindi ako
Kim
nakapasok.
said,
Uy, hala Janine, good
God.
morning.
Julie said,
Papuntang
"Would you
ano
look at
kami,
that?"
pero
Topher yelled
naka-play
in
yung
horror.
ano natin
"What?
sa bahay,
What is it?"
yung
The
PL.
three of us admonished him to shut
Iniwan
up
ko
and
lang.
hold still.
Lagi ko namang iniiwan yun kasi tulog ako lagi kapag mag-start ang
We stared,
marathon.
transfixed. The cup was nearly filled with Topher's skin. A smoldering coin and the charred remains of the burnt cloth rested on on a small area at the top.
Oh, I'm sorry,
The
Mama
flesh
Sel.
inside the
Hindi
cup
ko
was
alam.
deep
Sorry
purple in
talaga.
color, like that of
Pero
a
okay
beet.
lang yan.
We
Nagpi-play naman ako
gazed
sa
in
lahat eh.
astonishment at the spectacle.
Don't
Why
worry
is it
about
that
it.
color?
It's okay
Kim
lang
asked.
yun.
Those are the
Wala nga din
toxins
akong
getting
ano eh.
drawn
Wala
up, the impurities
akong
being purged
party.
from his body. I said.
Nag-40 ako for
I
the
had
first
absolutely
time.
no
Hindi
idea
ako
what I was talking about, but I
nag-celebrate.
spoke like a neurosurgeon.
Hindi ako nag-invite.
Get it off
Hindi ako
me! Get it
nagluto.
off me!
Kundi
Topher
nag-hike
hollered.
kami sa
Shut
Kentucky
up!
na
All three of us
maulan.
yelled. We were amazed. Eventually, we
Kasi
had
yun
our
talagang
fill.
gusto ko talaga
Getting the
sana
cup off was
mag-explore
not
sa
going to be
labas.
easy.
Puntahan yung
The
dapat
strength of the
puntahan.
vacuum had
Kaso
created
lang,
an incredibly powerful
yung
suction. Breaking
birthday
that
week
vapor
ko, ano
lock
siya,
would be no
maulan.
mean feat.
Kaya ang dami namin
I turned to
pinapuntahan
Julie and
din.
Kim. Girls, I
Nasa
said,
neighborhood lang
you
kami,
may not want to
nag-walking.
watch this. Topher
Pero
cried out.
nung
What are you
birthday
going
ko
to do?
talaga, nagpunta
What are
kami
you
sa
going to do?
Kentucky.
I jumped on the
At saka
couch and straddled his back with both
kaso lang
knees,
super
the front of my
ulan.
body facing his
Grabe.
feet. Grabbing the cup firmly with both hands, I began to... Good. Carno's only trying to help you, said Kim. Help me? Topher choked. He's trying to kill me. I rung to the
Zero
left
viewers
and then
ba?
to the
Hindi ko
right.
alam, okay lang
Topher's
yan.
leg skin
At
twisting
least
as I did,
nakapag-live
but it was no use. The
ngayon
glass
lang
didn't
kasi
budge. The cup
down
stuck
na
to
yung
his
ano
skin
ko
like
eh.
an
Pero
industrial
okay lang
grade
yan, no
plunger.
worries naman din.
It's no use. We'll have to try
As
something
lang
else.
ginagawa natin ang
I
tama.
needed to somehow break the seal. Kimmy, do you have a rubber spatula? Sure, it's in the kitchen. I'll get it. Rub some butter on it, will you? She dashed off to the kitchen.
Oh,
What are you
okay
going to do
lang, Mama
now?
Sel.
Topher wailed. Relax, bud. We're gonna get that
Talaga, ano
lamprey
bang
unstuck.
sakit mo, Mama Sel?
Kimmy returned with the spatula buttered and ready.
Ay, pagpray
Okay,
natin
when I
yan.
pull on the cup,
Kay
wedge
God.
the corner of that spatula as far up into it as you can. We need to break the seal. I torqued the cup while Kim jammed the spatula under one side. I pulled harder, the skin along Topher's entire upper leg lifting in response.
Hope everything
He
okay sa'yo,
screamed in
ha?
agony.
Pero isama ka
Suddenly, the
namin sa
spatula
prayers
ruptured the
kasi
seal
lagi
and the
kami
cup
nag-ano,
released with a loud pop. Like the
reading
sound of a
Bible.
cork flying off a bottle of champagne. The discharge sent me tumbling backward. Topher was
Pero yung mga bata kasi
screaming, but
alis
his shriek
eh.
was temporarily muffled as I rolled over his head,
Ay.
pinning his face to the couch
Hindi
pillows.
kasi akong driver
My
today,
momentum
kaya okay
flicked
lang
me off the couch
makipag-usap.
and I landed on the floor.
Pero kung ako ang driver
I got
today,
to my
nako,
knees
hindi ako
and took a
titingin
quick
sa
inventory to make sure nobody was seriously
cellphone
injured.
ko.
Julie and Kim clapped approvingly. Bravo!
Kundi sa
Well
road ako
done!
mag-ano. Meron
I
naman
stood
akong
up and
dashcam.
bowed like a maestro,
Kung
and
gusto
the two
kong
girls patted me on the back.
i-upload.
I was actually
Kaso
very pleased
nakakatamad
with the outcome.
mag-edit eh.
As far as
Ang
Vanduzzi's
dami
go,
ko yung
it had
i-upload
been
na
one of
hindi
my
pa
finest.
na-upload. Yung mga liking namin ng mga
Topher lay on
kaibigan
the
ko.
couch, moaning.
Napaka-busy ng
For the next several
June
weeks,
28
Topher's leg
until
was
now.
straight out of
Kasi ang dami kong
20,000
bisita.
leagues under the sea. The welt on the back of his leg looked like a hickey from a giant
Dinadayo ako sa
squid.
mga kaibigan
He
ko na
tried
10
concealing it
years
by
ago na
wearing
hindi
longer shorts, but
nagkikita.
it was no use.
11 years
Every
ago.
time we went running, I'd slow down and
Dinadayo ako,
jog behind
napakaano.
him so I could marvel
This
at this
one,
massive
napaka-thrill.
conical
Dami
hematoma.
kong bisita.
As much as he despised the rebel
Which is
welt,
good.
I found it a thing of beauty, a masterpiece, and proof of my skilled artistry as a Vanduzzi doctor. Eventually, the swelling and discoloration
ganun ba?
faded, but
Ingat, ha?
Topher's gusto. He continued running stronger than
Oh
ever
no.
and set his sights
Pareho
on a
kayo ng
50
kaibigan
miler
ko ng
not too
pangalawang
far
ano
off.
niya, tusok.
Can you imagine? He wanted to tackle a 50-mile race
Kaya pala
after
hindi
his
kita
less than
nakikita,
pleasant
pero
experience during the
pinupuntahan kita, sabi
50K.
ko.
It was irrational.
Kasi mga new upload ang mga
I loved it.
tinitingnan ko
His
eh.
running had become
Sabi ko parang hindi ata
obsessive,
nag-ano si
fanatical, and
Mama
reckless.
Silden.
In other words, perfect. Some
Kasi
of you might
tinitingnan
be
ko kayo eh,
wondering
kasi
about the origins of the
kabisado ko
word
na kayo
Vanduzzi.
eh.
To
Ikaw,
clarify its source, I
Mama,
must
si Mama
preface this
Elms,
explanation by
si
describing
Ma'am
a phenomenon we affectionately refer to in my
Sister
family
Eliza,
as
si Jack
a
Jemon.
papuism. Basically, a
Basta sa mga
papuism is
pimpitsa,
a host
except
of
lang si Christopher
idiosyncrasies
ba yun?
exhibited
At saka
solely
yung
by
bago,
papu,
nakalimutan ko nga
such
siya
as the
isali.
tendency to get creative when applying the language arts in everyday use. As an
Pero
example,
sinaseparate
while
play
Yaya's
ko siya,
Greek
yun
is
nga lang.
proper and eloquent,
Hindi
Papu's
ko na
mastery of the
ilapag
Greek
dun sa ano
dialect is
natin.
slightly less commanding.
Pero kayo,
When
kabisado ko na
speaking,
kayo
if he
eh.
arrives at a word he doesn't know or has forgotten
Member
the
man at
meaning
hindi
of,
member,
he
sinasali
often
ko pa
gets,
din
shall we
sa
say,
ano
inventive.
ko.
More
Sa play,
concisely,
na binibisita
he
ko
often
talaga.
makes
Minsan
words
hindi
up.
ako nagbabakas kasi
For
nga
instance,
syempre
you don't peel
naka
an orange,
ano siya eh,
you
naka
fluvi it. The insertion of Greek words while speaking English is nothing new in my family, and most of these words are legitimately Greek. You didn't pass gas in my family. You
Kasi iniiwanan ko lang mag-play syempre. Pero nilalike ko naman din. Pati si Bella
when I was a
nag-play.
young boy, and hearing someone on the loudspeaker broadcast, "Paging Mr. Harry Colo, paging Mr. Harry Colo." All the
Gusto ko yung yung kanta ng kinuha ko, diba, ginamit ko. Kasi diba kasi nga, kahit siguro nagulat ka kasi nga, syempre, kasi nag-play ako sa'yo, sabi ko, uy, gusto ko to maano nga to, mag-voice record na yung ginamit ko. Upload ka pa ng ganun kasi gusto ko mga ganun, kasi sinisave ko din sa sa album ko para balik-balikan ko kapag hindi siya secure. Ganun ako sinisave ko sa album. I mean sa playlist ko, pero naka-private lang para balik-balikan ko.
To the surface for release, thereby restoring flow of the vital source. Whether all of that is true, I don't know. But one thing's for sure. When I plucked that cup off the back of Topher's leg, his reaction was so violent
kung meron
that I
kang
had to think I
song
played
Mama
some
Sel na
small
kanang
role
praise and
in
worship
integrating
song,
his
kasi meron ako
vital
isang
force.
video na hindi ko pa siya na-upload dahil panay CPR niya dahil nga worship song ang gusto ko. Naghanap ako ba
Wherever you go, there you are.
yung appointment ni Bella na inaano siya ko pa na-upload.
I recently sat on a panel with Dina Castor, Josh Cox, and Ryan Hall, three of the world's premier marathoners. What strikes me as peculiar is the fact that while we're all runners, the events we compete in are almost entirely different sports. These other runners' sports are all about speed.
Okay.
Whether it be the 100-yard dash, the mile, or even the 26.2-mile marathon, they speak about maintaining blazing speeds. In discussing his third place finish at the prestigious Boston Marathon,
pero sinabi ko sa iyo na galing sa talaga, sa promise to God, sa iyo ko talaga ginawa yun.
A 4.5-minute mile. I remember thinking to myself, that's insane. Then someone asked me about my second place finish at the Sahara Race, a 155-mile ultramarathon across the blazing hot Sahara Desert. And I talked about throwing down a 15-minute mile death slog in knee-deep sand with a 25-pound pack on my back.
Kasi yung video na yun nasa 37 minutes pero kahit isang music lang, ilog-tulog lang, okay na eh. Kasi nga, andun si Bella ay umiiyak nung hinahanap niya ako, pero bawal kasi ako dun sa emergency talaga kung saan inaano piniperform si Bella. Pinapalabas kaming mag-asawa din. So hinahanap ako, umiyak si Bella, pero ito ko yung mababagay na music sana.
It's been over 3 hours since the last checkpoint. Until now, Hillary had never questioned anyone.
Thank you, Mama Sel. Sige, pag-anuhan ko yan.
She let it go at that.
Aabangan
As
ko.
far as level-headedness went,
Kasi hindi ako marunong mag-upload ng mga ganyang mga music na hindi ko alam kung saan ang CPR, saan ang hindi.
And she never once lost her composure. But this situation
Kaya paulit-ulit na lang ako sa audio library. I mean, okay naman pero walang maganda eh. Gusto ko yung may word sana. Magandang yung may word.
Compounded matters, it was bitter cold and
Nandito na ba kami sa Nashville?
deep into the boggy sludge as we tried to maintain forward progress. You all right? I asked Tim. He was one of the most seasoned among the four of us, but he had gone very quiet. I think so, he said. My legs have gone numb, so I can't really tell. An adventure racing team consists of a navigator, Willie,
Nandito na kami
a
sa
female,
downtown
Hillary, a
Nashville.
captain, me, and the fittest, most experienced willing accomplice you can find, Tim. For the past 43 sleepless hours, we had been racing against other teams through the mountains of Utah. This was our second night without rest. We were currently in the lead, not that it mattered much right now. Survival had become our top priority. As the team captain, it was up to me to make the tough executive decisions. I never doubted Willie's ability as a navigator. He was one of the most renowned...
Sige, ay oo nga, hapon na pala dyan, no? Sige sis, okay lang, sige, okay lang kasi malapit na din kami.
So I did the talking this time. Willie, we're good, right? He was holding the laminated map in front of him and making careful observations as we moved. Trust me, was all he said. I was too tired and cold to argue. 2 hours passed. We were all miserable, soaked to the bone, sleep-deprived, and very cold. But all of us had been here before. This was the kind of adventure that defines individuals, shapes and molds character, separates the merely tough from the indomitable. It is what we live for. We pride ourselves on our ability to remain lucid during moments of great duress such as these. But sometimes under such physical stress, the mind can play tricks on you. Not this time. There is Willie screamed.
Thank you, Jen.
My God, he was right. We had found the next checkpoint. Supreme elation spread through the group as we began galloping toward the marker, trying to lift our legs high enough to clear the marshy surface swell. All was suddenly good. The euphoria began to ebb slightly, however, when it appeared that something was strangely amiss. I couldn't quite put my finger on it at first, but the closer we got to the mark, it became increasingly apparent that something was wrong. Suddenly, all wasn't so good. In fact, things were bad. Horribly bad. It was the same checkpoint we had been at 5 hours earlier. Essentially, we had been traveling in a huge circle for the past 5 hours. Hillary absolutely lost it. In my wildest dreams, I never could have imagined her erupting with such fury. "Willie!" she screamed. "Show me that map!" Reluctantly, Willie held the map in front of her. She inspected it closely. Slowly, she raised her head and spoke. "Willie," she said, "the map has been upside down." When Willie rotated the map into the upright position, with Hillary watching closely, we were able to eventually locate our current position and navigate to the next and final checkpoint of the race. When we reached this final transition before the finish, we were informed that our team was now in second place. While we had meandered in circles throughout the night, another team had passed us. It was a demoralizing pity to forfeit the top position after spending so many hours in the lead. We were deflated. The final discipline of this race was a mountain biking segment. We'd passed the 2-day mark and were all ready to reach the finish line. As the sun began rising, our team pedaled along, seemingly content. But there was an undercurrent of disenchantment coursing through us now that we knew we were no longer going to win the race. The long uphill climb remained. As we came around a sharp corner on the ascent, the first place team suddenly appeared. They were just ahead of us, and while we were tired and haggard, they looked really beat. We rode assertively in a tight pack as we approached the leaders. Tim quietly issued a directive to our team. When we passed them, show no signs of weakness. Look strong. We did as he instructed and picked up the pace. When we reached them, they were clearly demoralized. "Well done," they said to us. "We thought you might catch us." We congratulated them on their performance, but didn't slow down. When we crested the top of the climb, Willie checked the map and pronounced that the finish was just ahead. We hooted and hollered as we tore down the road, flying downhill for the rest of the race and on to victory. Then we heard the screaming. In our exuberance, we'd ridden right past the turn chute for the finish. "Stop!" one of race marshals yelled over a loudspeaker. "Turn around!" "We passed it! We passed it!" I shrieked. "Quick, everyone turn around!" Just as we spun around, though, the second place team crested the peak. Their eyes lit up when they saw our blunder. Suddenly, they were infused with crazy energy as they started racing down the slope. We started racing back up to the turn for the finish, frantically retracing our path. They were coming down. We were pedaling up. They reached the turn for the finish slightly before us. The finish chute was perhaps 100 yards, the length of a football field. All of us pedaled like maniacs, sweat flying, muscles stinging, dirt shooting in every direction. We were locked in a frenzied dash for the tape. Neck and neck we dueled, heads down, legs pumping, vision blurred. Both teams burst across the finish line in an all-out sprint, fervently trying to edge out the other. What counted was the position of the fourth team member to cross the line. Theirs was a hair ahead of ours. After 50 hours of racing, we lost by a fraction of a second. Seconds, I guess, do matter. Even though it was disappointing to finish in second place after putting forth such an all-out effort, some priceless nuggets of wisdom were gained along the way. These insights transcend athletics and extend to broader elements of life. Here are the four main takeaways. 1. It doesn't matter how fast you're going if you're moving in the wrong direction. 2. Even if you're inches away from the finish, never take success for granted. 3. Regardless of how distant your dreams may seem, every second counts. 4. Never, under any circumstances, argue with a tired woman. She is
International
always right.
Airport. Ayan.
10.0 Run for the hills. Adventure is just bad planning. Roald Amundsen.
Amundsen?
In the movie Crocodile Dundee, the main character, an Australian tracker, is confronted by a trio of punks in a New York City alleyway, one of whom brandishes a switchblade. Dundee is advised by his American companion to hand over his wallet because the thief is wielding a knife. The Australian stares at the switchblade in curious amusement. Knife? That's not a knife, he proclaims. Then he draws his massive Bowie knife. This is a knife. I love that scene because it illustrates the grandeur of the Australian spirit. Having lived there for a year as a high school exchange student, I know the bold, unpretentious Aussie nature well. So perhaps I should have known better when I fielded a call from the folks at the North Face down under, inviting me to return to
Nashville
the enchanted land of
International
wombats and wallabies,
Airport.
this time to do a little running. How far is the run? I asked Wojo. His given name is Daniel Wojciechowski. But the Aussies tend to truncate every word possible, a dialect they refer to as strine, which presumably stands for Australian slang. I don't know how far it is. A few hundred kilometers, I guess. To be precise, it's 570 kilometers, or about 350 miles, but who's counting? How long will it take you? He asked. That depends on the terrain. What's it like? Oh, she's a beaut. PK and I combied it. Tons of room.
Rental car.
Translation, it is a beautiful
Terminal
course.
lot
Paul
A,
Harris and I
terminal
drove a
garage.
camper van along the route to scout it out. There are tons of kangaroos along the way. Actually, Wojo, what I meant, is there much climbing and descending along the
I
route?
think I need to
From what I
go.
recall, not much. Maybe a couple of hills. Hills were of little concern to me.
Ooh, that's
We have plenty of
very-
those in San Francisco.
Whoa.
Given his report on the relatively mild terrain, I told him that I ought to be able to do it in 6 days. It wasn't entirely clear what I was getting myself into, but sometimes you just got to
Garage.
look before you look. The man who insists on seeing with perfect clearness before he decides never decides. Only
Terminal Garage, do they have a payment? $22 a day?
Summit to Sydney,
Yeah,
as they
but I'm
coined it.
trying to.
Seemed straightforward.
They usually do it
I would be
hourly.
running from the summit of Australia's highest mountain, Mount Kosciuszko.
Ay.
Okay.
Grunt. Sleep the airplanes, and I spent much of the journey pacing the aisle. No problem, I thought. I'll get some rest when I arrive. Hardly. A flurry of non-stop activities ensued from the second I deplaned. I was starving by the time we
Nashville International Airport. Please press the yellow button for your ticket.
30 minutes to
Joining us
24
was a
hours.
reporter from the Sydney Sun
is
Herald,
$22 bucks.
Flip Burns, who would be
Whatever.
documenting the endeavor for a feature story in an upcoming edition. I tried my best to be conversational, but
It's
the
really
ride was
expensive.
bumpy and
Yeah.
nauseating.
$22.
Exhausted as I was, all
Daddy, how you do that? I got my mask on. Daddy, I got my mask on.
Okay.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god, my leg is so scared.
Level P2, level P4,
Daddy, my leg is
P6.
so scared.
Go 3.
Daddy, my leg is so scared. Daddy, my leg is so scared. Daddy, how my leg is scared.
Yes, there was an overall net loss of elevation, but there were plenty of undulations along the way.
Looks full too. Okay, quiet time, baby.
Bella, quiet. Hello, Kuya Anton. Oh, good morning. Hello, ate. Prim for you. Oh, prim for you. Andito kami sa airport. Sa garage na kami. Buti na lang. Andito asawa ko. Hindi pa na umalis. Kasi alam ko naman paano pupunta dito, kaso lang ang problema lang yung mga ganito ba, yung pupunta sa terminal. Oh my god, napaka-complicated kaya ng airport.
What?
Every time kapag hindi mo kabisado. Ayan na. Hello, Kita.
Aussie crew knew how to do things right. They had hired a professional chef to prepare our meals, and he stocked the refrigerator with heaps of provisions. Green shallots, fresh heads of lettuce, vine-ripe tomatoes, robust sweet onions. Of course,
let's go.
Given
Annyeong. 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 Ano kita? Lugar ni Tina Turner ang Nashville. Is it, baby? Oh, Nashville kasi ano siya eh, known of country music. Andito daw yung mga mga singer daw ba? Mga well-known. Andito daw. Sa Michigan naman si Eminem. Thank you, Kita. Ita-drop off lang namin yung mga bata kasi magbakasyon sa Arizona. Ate, saan ka, te? Andito ka ba sa Nashville, ate? Okay, here's the envelope.
Yeah.
How can I get this blanket off? It's so silly. I'm 12. Yeah.
Oh, jacket, sorry. Mamaya, anuhin ko na to eh. Are you gonna miss your brother?
I have to repark, honey, so can you guys...
Okay.
My brother.
Alright. Can I
Mommy, how go photo?
Can I borrow your phone so that I can take them a picture? Go with your brother.
Sure.
I'll take your picture, guys. Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Where is your mask, the gray one?
Oh, I put it in there because it's kind of difficult to deal with because the thing keeps falling off.
Oh, really?
Someone doesn't.
Okay.
Mommy, one more picture.
One more picture. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, me too. Can you take a picture?
A what? Bella drops on.
Okay.
You got 4.
That's okay. Who's there? Knock knock. Ma'am She, good morning. It's 4.
Right there. Come on.
Okay. Give me one.
Okay. One more picture. And then have to
Alam niyo ba umiyak yan si Bella last night? Kasi nga daw mamimiss niya yung dalawang kuya niya. Hindi ko siya pinasama si Bella kasi baby pa.
Not on the picture.
Oh.
Yes, Joe.
Well, I also found out the most dirty.
Mommy.
Yes. It's okay.
Yay. It's okay. Daddy knows the way she has it.
Baka mawala na ako ng signal mamaya. O nga po ate, yun din ang narinig ko. Ang dami daw mga musician dito. Ma'am Shi, thank you sa BJ ha. Thank you talaga. Were my idol Tina Turner. Saan kaya yan, no? Sige, hanapin natin yan si Tina for you. Nagpasalamat ako sa Panginoon, nandito pa asawa ko, hindi pa siya pinalayas ng military. Kasi kung hindi, magkakandara pa ako mag-drive dito, hahanapin ang terminal nila. Oh my God, I hate terminal. O yung mga ganitong mga garage. Baka magkaldaligaw-ligaw ako, tapos malate yung mga bata. Oh my God, ayoko talaga ng ganun. Kabisado ko ang airport ng San Antonio. Kabisado ko yung airport ng Michigan. Dito kasi, baguhan lang kami dito sa Tennessee. Kaya, parang ano pa, hindi ko pa siya kilala. Ma'am Shi, how are you? Nag-play pala ako sa inyo ha. Sa ating mga team kapitchay. Kaya 'di ba? Sa Pilipinas, nakakaligaw din ba? Hari. Ayan na.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the door.
Can you hold this for me? Oh, no. My coffee. Pareho tayo. Ma'am Shi. Ganyan ako kapag sa airport, kapag hindi kabisado. Oo, kasi yan, dito na ako sa loob ng... Ewan ko, saan ba ako eh? First time ko dito sa airport na to, kaya kilalanin ko muna kasi just in case ba na ma-deploy tong asawa ko. Ako kasi baka ako magsundo. Hindi ko alam kung saan magsusundo. Pis ko talaga. Pero mag-pray talaga ako na hindi muna. South Terminal. Ang gaan lang ng mga luggage nila. Kasi pagbalik daw nila, puno na yan. Yun ang request ng grandma.
This one and this one.
Okay, let's go to the American Airlines, right, babe?
Yep.
The ticketing. Oh, sorry. We're in the luggage area. What? Walang katao-tao ah. Oh, kailangan ba mag-mask? Hala, hindi pa naman ako nag-mask. Pastilan. Ticketing check-in, yes. Oh, we have to wear mask. Gee. Tingnan mo itong mga gitar. Ang dito sa Tennessee, well known ang mga music guitar. O, di ba? Kakabisit lang namin sa mga guitars. Kaya ipipremiere ko din yun. Ayan na ko. Ticketing. First time ko iba na talagang YouTuber, no? First time ko magganito. Dapat kasi Facebook mag-live eh. Kasi mas mahilig ako sa Facebook mag-live. Ang ko nang mag-off. Ang daming tao. Uy, ang daming nagmamas. Kailangan talaga magmas pala. Ay, halos lahat nagmamas. Ako pala hindi pa nagmas, pastilan. Kailangan ko magmask for the safety. Asan na yung mask ko eh? Hindi ko makita tuloy. Hala, oy, puno man. Ang American. Yes, they're packed. Look, Alex Christian. You're excited? Yay!
Need the pen. We gotta grab.
Okay. I got my pen. Hold on. Hold my coffee first because I need my pen.
So,
Ang daming tao. Sa ticketing lang to. Yes, honey. Here, babe. Bella, come here. Hold this for me.
my goodness.
Okay, go. Just follow the line.
The line splits into two parts.
Oh,
Which line are you in?
Is this backdrop?
yeah,
Are you in backdrop?
they are. Go.
Behind you then.
Come on, baby. Yung mga babies ko, aalis. Iiyak si mommy.
This is why I brought those. That's why I brought my velvet. And you're gonna follow this one?
Alright guys, I think magbabay na ako ha kasi ano kailangan kong i-fold out yung mask ko. Hindi ko alam kung saan yung nalagay ko yung mask ko. I think she's Filipina. I think so. Oh, sino ba ang nandyan? Teka lang ha. Hi, Kuya Anton. Thank you sa pa-BG ha. Thank you, thank you. Ma'am Shi din. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ate Premio for you. Thank you so much. Alex, can you hold this so that I can get my mask?
Okay. Bella, move. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. I can't, keep it still.
Ayan na, nakamas na ako. Kasi lahat nakamask eh. Hindi pwedeng hindi tayo magmask. Siya, sige na. Magbabay na tayo kasi naka 47. I-50 ko na lang kaya, no? 3 more minutes o wag na lang. Sige, bye-bye na kasi may nag-check na eh. Okay, bye-bye guys. Thank you.